Oh,
yeah,
Virgil.
So we are live now, everybody. What you all have missed in the background, we do a lot of talking before our streams, and if you notice, Bardic is entirely not here with us at the moment, just because...
Sorry, because I was watching the video, I couldn't hear what things were going on. I was listening to that, and I was having a blast.
We introduced Bardic to the concept of color guard, which is apparently not a thing outside of the US. And so, yep.
So, the one thing I can say, I am absolutely living for like the one boy in that group. I love him.
Okay, his name was Virgil. He was amazing. He was actually part of DCI, which is the like touring once you're like college age.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I still keep in touch with a lot of the people from there, and he is still amazing.
Awesome.
And he was the first guy in our color guard ever.
I respect that.
Yeah, granted, our high school was only like, I don't know, 6 years old at that time.
Him doing his little toe touch and his one-handed cartwheel, I'm like...
Oh, God, I wish I could find footage from my senior year where, yeah, we did Carmina Burana, and he did some amazing, like, flips and shit. It was cool.
Ooh.
I have feels about Carmina Burana. I was supposed to... We had the actual whole piece when I was in high school, and like the different choruses. I mean, and the piece of music itself has different movements.
Oh yes.
And it's actually like this thick.
Oh my
it's
God.
long. Yeah. And obviously could not memorize it. Go to do the performance after like months and months and months of studying the music, and the power goes out. So all of our work out the window. So a little bit bitter at Carmina Burana. It's fine.
All right, so I'm trying to return to a real what I perceive as the real world.
I have distracted everybody.
What have I missed? Where are we?
We've been live for like past couple of minutes.
Go us.
Professionals. What introductions have? What words have been said?
Nothing. Pretty much.
Just us rambling.
Yeah.
All right, watch this.
We
you want to see?
have fun here on Nerds with Dice.
you'll want to see like 10 plus years and God knows how many thousands of pounds worth of training in action. Watch this. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nerds of Dice. I am your GM for the day, the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet on Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. And I will allow the wonderful other people here to introduce themselves and say some words. Now, talk a little bit about Nerds of Dice, and then try to give it a brief recap of events here on the Kingdom Hearts role-playing game. By the way, this is using Interstitial on Hearts Intertwined, a system made by Riley Hopkins, who you can find on Twitter at RevRybread. And you can buy this off of his, I think it's he, they. I'm not 100% certain, so I'll go with they to be secure. But you can find this game on their itch.io account, and it's good stuff. I highly recommend it if you want to play a silly game with lots of feelings and, you know, have an excuse to make whatever characters you want interact with each other, because we all just want to be big kids and play with our action figures, essentially. So with that, Capjack, would you be so kind as to say words to introduce yourself, please?
First of all, fucking bravo, the professionalism. God damn, that was good. Damn, all right.
I'm in debt for that.
What a follow-up to go with. Wow. Hey everybody, I am Capjack, your team captain of the Seven Hells, and today I will be playing the wonderful, terrible, chaotic Sirish from the Connected playbook. And yeah, last I remember, yeah, no, Sirish is just Sirish presently. So this will be interesting.
It is very interesting with all the various things that are going on. Kay, would you be so kind as to say the words and such, please?
Hey, I'm Kay, aka Undead Kay. You can find me obviously on my Twitter as well as my Twitch. And I am playing Xylene, who is using the discarded playbook and is currently feeling a little discarded because was told to bugger off, essentially. So, yeah, that's a thing.
So the reason I'm just covering my mouth, and I don't know if anybody else saw it, the captions there were not your friend Kay.
I don't know what to say. Captions.
No, it's when you said your name, it essentially, took your name, cut it down to the sound of a single letter, and then replicated that single letter 3 more times. Well, 2 more times, sorry.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
So, no.
No,
Bad captions.
No. So the reason that we are using different captions now is because fuck Google and Google Meet for becoming basically useless to use. Yeah.
Ugh. Do.
And hey,
Shake
I also
my
control the
fist.
captions, so I scrolled back up and then realized everyone else sees it when I scroll up, so oops.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was just me noticing something. That we have no affiliation with that.
No.
Zoom live captions. Do fucking better.
Seriously.
Captioning in general needs to just be done better.
Like, I recognize, I can't even pretend to understand how computers work, and what it is doing is quite frankly astounding that we are already at this point of voice recognition and automation, but it could still be better. And yeah. With that, Lauren, would you be so kind as to use words and whatnot?
Hello, my name is Lauren. I was the one who got us on the color guard / winter guard tangent. I will be playing Rissix, the mom friend who pushed away Xylene to save her, but now things are sad. Also, my evil darkness, nobody, heartless, what is it?
That is technically your Heartless.
Okay, yeah, so that happened last time.
Yeah, it is a whole lot of stuff going on. So before I do my best to try and recap, because it's as much for me as it is for anybody else. Hey, Nerds with Dice is a wonderful community that you can be a part of. You can join the Discord by using !Discord in the chat, or by scrolling down. There should be a link below. Nerds of Dice is constantly on the lookout to help people get into games, to help people run games, to help people try streaming a game. It's good stuff, looking for new games and players and GMs and narrators and all that good stuff to give it a shot, give it a try. And even if you don't want to do that, there's a Discord server where you can post memes and pictures of cats. So I don't think I need to sell it any more than that, right?
No, I think we're good.
So yes, consider doing that. And if you want to keep up to date with Nerds of Dice, obviously you can follow them here on Twitch. It's absolutely free. If you have the disposable income and would wish to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, you can do that by subscribing here. Or I'm sure donations exist, so you can do that. You can also follow over on Twitter at NerdsWDice. And then if you ever miss anything and want to catch up, the entire this Twitch library gets uploaded over onto the YouTube channel, so you can catch up there for all the countless things that have occurred. So that is all the Nerds with Dice stuff. Wonderful. Recap time. We are currently in Gravity Falls. There was some shenanigans, some small things occurred. We we ended up confronting and defeating our former, like, not boss, but kind of like our manager. Like, so
middle
that
management
happened.
at best.
Middle management, a pencil pusher, really just an arbitrary title given to someone to inflate their sense of self-importance. It's fine. He got erased from existence.
Yeah, first there were a lot of him, and now there's none of.
It was a whole thing.
Oh wait,
then,
does that mean that? I guess that means we did what we were set out to do.
You did do your job, technically. The best kind.
Yeah.
So following that, the other thing which garnered your attention here at Gravity Falls began to occur, and a big spooky monster of sorts started attacking some small children you had previously made friends with. And so you rushed on over to the mystery shack to find a big spooky monster. I keep saying big spooky monster when really it is an eldritch horror. It is a sharp and jagged mass of tendrils and eyeballs. It is unpleasant. And
Damn,
from
Rissix, you scary.
Now, Rissik recognizes this as her own darkness manifest. It is not a pleasant confrontation, and during this, two small children were in danger, and Rissik went to go and try to help them. First, Eileen went to try and help them, and then didn't do so great, and then Rissik basically told Eileen to stay out of the way, but in a not very nice tone. So now feelings are hurt, and there's a big scary enemy. Have I missed anything?
Have we pulled Waddles out of there yet, or is Waddles still in the mass?
I think Waddles is still in there.
Oh no.
Also, didn't the TVA show up?
They did. They showed up.
Yeah.
You had a conversation with them. They owe you a favor.
Right.
Oh, they
Right.
sure do.
So, well, I say
Said,
they, like
"Stop
one
preventing
random
our job."
agent owes you a favor. And see, I couldn't remember the initialism, so I was going, yeah, the people, they did the thing.
People with the time stuff.
Yeah, the time police people. But not the time police from Gravity Falls, a different time police. So, yes, it was the TVA who erased Sexless from existence. So that is what happened there. So, if there are no further questions or need for clarification on things, what would you all like to do?
Probably wreck shit on the monster. We need dice, that might help.
Yeah.
You were forgetting something. I was like, I don't remember what it is, but something feels like I'm missing something. Yeah, my dice.
See, you know the really bad part is I literally just went, oh yeah, me too. I think it just goes to show how often we play these sessions and we go, oh yeah, we've not rolled anything today.
Yeah.
Because it's been entirely like, I want to do this. And I go, that sounds cool. Do it. Alrighty. So, just so we can get a vague clarification on stuff, whereabouts is everyone in relation to things? I vaguely recall that the two small children, being Diff and Mabel, were slowly being pushed towards what can only be described as a giant hole in the ground.
Well, Xylene did knock them out of the way, but at the cost of her being knocked into the hole.
Yeah.
That is it. And then it was Rissix who then yanked you out of the hole.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where that is. I believe we said that Grunkle, Stan, and Ford, they're like just laying on the grass somewhere, not looking so hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
God, I'm sorry. I was trying to think of like, yeeted out through the power of, and I was like, Old Yeller? No, that's very not it.
Oh no.
And then I started thinking, I've been watching a lot of Saturday Night Live compilations on YouTube lately when I can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep thinking of Timothy Chalamet and the tiny horse. Go on, get! It's worth a watch. Watch the new Paul Atreides sing a song about a tiny horse.
I can't argue against that. Anything about tiny horses is bound to be good.
Tiny horses.
He's extra tiny
drag
today.
me away. That's how that song goes, right? That's not how that song goes.
It is now.
Oh, I was thinking Goodbye Horses, but with tiny horses, and that gets way different really quickly.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so to try and do what is supposed to be my job and create a picture, big, scary eldritch horror near a giant pit. Xylene has been thrown off over to the side somewhere. Rissik, where are you in relation to everything?
I feel like probably in the middle of things.
Mm-hmm. So basically right in front of a big scary shadow monster.
Yeah.
And Siri, where are you?
More off to the side still.
Okay.
I mean, Siri's definitely one to sneak around back if possible.
So then other people who who probably are present, HK51, where we popping him?
HK is, taking up a sniper
47,
position.
not 51.
Yeah.
They're different machines. 47, that's the right one. So, okay, HK47. I like the idea that HK47 just climbing on top of the mystery shack and getting set up to just take pot shots. I like that. And then Keyblade wielder, not master. Old man McGucket.
I got a Keyblade! I wield it with my feet!
Where we
I know
popping
where
him?
Siri is.
Where's Siri?
I got a Keyblade now!
Oh, right.
Okay, so
You know what? Why not?
Actually, you know what? That's probably one of the best things you could have done. Yeah. All right. So McGucket has grown cat ears and is fascinated by them. So, who would like to get us started in this confrontation with, the inner manifestation of the darkness that resided inside of Rissix?
Anyone mind if McGucket goes first?
Go for it.
Please do.
All right, let's try some Dance Water Dance. Because we need clone McGuckets. Let's see. 8. And that's gonna give me a 9. Okay, cool. So that's gonna create 3 clones that move as a unit.
Okay. So there's now 4 Magukats.
Yes.
And they're all just huddled together. I assume that all 4 of them are just spouting nonsense.
Oh, constantly.
It is just a miasma of sound.
One of them's just chittering over in the corner. One of them's like reciting mathematical theorems. One of them's ham boning. And the last one's actually making human-shaped-ish words.
I just love the idea, and then there's a moment where all goes quiet, and one just shouts, and that's why I don't trust the squirrels.
That's why I don't trust squirrels.
One of them's playing the spoons.
The ham boning one, yep, totally.
Yep.
Oh my god, they could form a country music band. One gets a washboard, one gets a jug, one's ham boning.
I am here for this.
That's amazing and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything else you would like to do after creating the world's first Catboy country music group?
Why does this not exist yet?
There's many reasons this doesn't exist. Oh god, So there isn't a move, but there's a thing I want to do that would be... You know what? No. I'm gonna cast magic.
Go for it.
Double 6s, alright.
Yeah?
Cool. The magic is going to hit more than one entity. It's going to inflict a semi-permanent condition and have no unintended consequences. As we get Magukat Voltron. There's these 4 clones just stack up on top of each other. Now formed a hand! And just the Keyblades meld together, and they just turn into giant mecha Magukat.
Okay. So, this is going way into Kingdom Hearts crunchy lore, but you know what, it's cool. So, Keyblades, when wielded by someone who understands what they're doing and is good, essentially, Keyblades can transform. So they aren't literally always stuck as a key. This was utilized most recently and most effectively in Kingdom Hearts 3, where basically Sora's weapon would change. So depending on it, sometimes it's a Keyblade, and then it'll turn into 2 giant grappling boxing gloves, or it'll turn into a really long spear. And it's still the Keyblade. So it still has all the magic and powers of said Keyblade. Is this what you are essentially doing? Magukat is transforming the Keyblade into giant mech arms.
Yep.
Let's do it. But.
Oh god, that's right, the charm on it. So a bunch of, gnomes obviously scurry out of the forest and hop on and cling on to Shmebulok and just Shmebulok.
Oh my god, it's a gnome Voltron.
That's even better. Gnometron!
Wait, that is how it happens. The entire body is made of gnomes. Of course. I say of course.
Okay, so now, in my mind, are we getting some Super Sentai Power Rangers nonsense where, in the cockpit of the Gnometron, you can see all 4 Magukats stuck in front of, tiny little, systems that they put their Keyblades in and they use that to power everything.
Yep. It's exactly what happens, and they just...
Amazing.
And I guess Gnometron looks at the darkness. Hey, pick on somebody your own size.
Like Shababulok.
Oh my god.
All right, that is wonderful. I am very happy with this series of events.
This game is amazing.
Series of events.
All right, Xylene or Rissix, who would like to attempt the thing next?
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so Xylene, having been, saved from the, falling down the hole, comedic, but also terrifying thing, she's just gonna look over at Gnometron and shake her head. No, focus. She doesn't want me to help. All right, I'm gonna help anyway, and I'm going to try to cast magic.
Let's go.
Heck yeah, that's gonna be a 10, and then 11. Ha! I do
okay.
good magic. Yeah. So
well,
she's
11's pretty good. I believe you get to choose 3, right?
Yeah.
One.
Okay, so I'm going to have obviously no intended consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Semi-permanent condition.
Mm-hmm.
To essentially, she's just going to place her hand on the ground, drawing like a little flower.
Mm-hmm.
And the flower will go, essentially, like, the earth will sort of move towards Rissix, shoot up, and essentially form, like, this viney suit of armor of sorts. And yeah, so basically just, like, bolster Rissix's defenses. For the third one, you know what? I'm gonna have do a create illusion, and basically like a duplicate will appear of Rissix as well to essentially try to distract the entity.
Right. You know what? I really dig that. I like that. Okay, so Rissix, with the armor.
Yeah.
Essentially, you get to roll your defense. You get to roll anytime you want to avoid harm, or I should use the actual words here, not just me saying things that sound right. So anytime you wish to defend from harm, you get to roll with advantage currently, because you've got this cool ass armor.
Okay.
And with the illusion there, I am going to say, I don't know how best the illusion would come in. There's not really a mechanic, I don't think, so I'll just roll, like, I'll just, essentially flip a coin to see if the darkness attacks the real one or the illusion. Alright, so that is that. Rissik, what would you like to do? Now you have cool
Question.
plant armor. Yes.
Can I try to make a link with myself?
Yes.
Evil self.
There is absolutely no reason why you couldn't.
Okay, I want to try to make a dark link with myself. With evil me.
Gonna roll for that too.
That is an 8.
An 8. Where are the rules? You'd think by now I would have remembered all of these.
It's been how many sessions and I still can't remember anything, so...
It's fine. Making a link. Okay, here we go. Okay, so on a 7 to 9, your link move doesn't trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume that's absolutely fine, but you get the dark link.
Okay.
So,
and...
Also rolled a dark link.
Yep. And what did you get?
8. So
8.
Same thing.
Same. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
And I am going to spend a link. I'm going to spend that nobody me link and give the bonus to Rissix.
Wait,
Nice.
so you made a link with you, and then you have broken the link with you to give
Yes.
you a bonus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just for 1 second, my hate is just so like, this stupid thing. But
So-
then I'm like, okay, breathe, control yourself, and that's how.
The level of big brain that just occurred there is so good. Just galaxy sized. All right, yeah. So I don't believe making links takes any amount of time really. So you can still like do stuff as well.
Oh, I thought that that was my move.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, you're fine. You can just do stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so the move that I used was just clarifying. I think it's my friends are my power.
Mm-hmm.
So does that count for my action?
Okay, so you use that. Yeah, I'm small brain. That would be an action, yes. So that
Okay.
would be it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So I guess to like give Rissix that bonus.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm
before
gonna yell. Come on, you can do it. You can hit it.
Okay. Nice. All right. So before I move on to the big spooky thing, HK47, yeah, tries to make a pot shot and gets it doesn't connect. HK did not roll good on that, but HK is helping, so we've got that. You can hear HK going lamentation. Cool. All right. The big, scary, spooky darkness of Rissix that is there and is not pleasant. So this thing thus far hasn't really had like a defined shape as such. It's kind of I don't want to use a blob because that's a bit standard, but it's like a spiky blob, if that makes any sense. So it's like jagged and it looks very sharp and unpleasant, like very much a don't touch me kind of energy that's coming off of it. What it starts to do is it like kind of like pulls in on itself because it's been like spreading out, and it decides to like pull in on itself, and it gets a little bit smaller, and the shape it now takes is resembling a human, like a humanoid shape, roughly about Rissix's size. It doesn't share features. It's not like, oh, it's shadow Rissix. Like, it's not that, but it kind of is. It's still retaining very jagged appendages. It's still lots of eyes, but it is very much like your mirror now.
So the way I'm picturing it is like if someone tried to make a really quick, angry charcoal drawing, like a gesture drawing.
Pretty much, yeah. That's actually a really good description. Yeah, so much of it doesn't quite even like. It doesn't have like finished edges, kind of like with a charcoal drawing. How you like. Yeah. So even like that around the edges and everything. That's actually really cool. And from this new position, what it will do is it will raise its hand and just kind of like make a little claw shape, very tense, very aggressive. And the fingers will just fire forward, and they're going to try and jab themselves into Rissix. So I'm going to first check something. All right, Rissix, you're actually absolutely fine because it took aim at the illusion instead. These fingers just go, oh. I mean, maybe not emotionally fine, but physically you're good. You just watched this, like, ram very sharp objects through something that looked exactly like you. And it looks so much like you that, yep, that now has many holes in and is not doing so hot. That illusion is gone. So there's some trauma for you to process later. But that is its move done. So we can throw ourselves back on over to the group. Who would like to do a thing?
Anyone mind if Mecha Gnome doesn't attack?
Go for it.
So, yeah, gonna roll. So I'm gonna strike with intent, which I think is my first time ever rolling that one.
It probably is, yeah. All right.
It is an 8.
Okay, so you get to choose one from the list.
Let's see. I think it's gonna be deal harm and take control of the situation.
Okay. I like this. This is
So
good. This is good.
The way I'm imagining is these like turrets pop up and begin firing gnomes at the darkness. Which, you know, obviously distracts it and makes it turn to focus its attention on Mecha Gnome.
Yeah, that, you know what, that's really good. So what's even funnier is the turrets are just more gnomes.
Yeah.
Just gnomes taking turrets, just
smack you lock.
Oh, that's so good. I can't emphasize how good that is. So yeah, gnomes fire out and just like hit. And I kind of like the idea that enough gnomes hit that they kind of like start to like build around the darkness, the shadow, like grabbing it and pulling it. So it
just like gnaw on it.
Control has definitely been taken. It's definitely this thing is definitely shook, and it's now a little bit like, okay, now I need to change what I'm doing based on what is occurring. So I like that. Very good. And of course, it did take the one half. All right, who would like to do another thing?
So Xylene's just gonna kind of look over towards, Ristix and just be like, do you want my help or not? Because I'm kind of getting mixed signals from you right about now.
Yeah.
I can just imagine Ristix making that exact face.
I have an idea, but I need to do it on my turn, I think.
I think there's not really a turn order,
Okay.
So if you want to do a thing, you can just do a thing.
Okay. I'm going to say, Rissix, you're amazing. You've got this. And I want to lock my link again.
Wait.
Do you mean Xylene or Rissix? Because
Xylene.
you're Rissix.
I was like,
Why do
I was
keep getting
confused. I was like, wait, what?
Why
Rixus
do I
is
keep
having
getting that
a day?
confused?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm
you're
gonna-
saying that... Yeah. All right,
I
so
want
you
to
are...
relock that link, and when I, so again, you get +1 forward for use magic checks. So
All right, very good.
All right. So with that being said, Xylene will just pause for a moment and just be like, "Oh, okay. So I'm helping you. All right." And she'll just sort of rush and try to get. Is there a little bit of space behind the Heartless?
Yeah, like, yeah. So the Heartless isn't like on the edge of a giant hole. It's,
Okay, I
there's-
just know that it was close. So
Yeah, that Yeah, if there was like a grid in this type of scenario, obviously there's not. There's usually like 2 or 3 squares of movement, of maneuverability there.
Okay. So she is going to rush behind the Heartless while it's distracted, and she's going to try attacking. And that's going to be a 6, 8, 8. Dark, yeah.
So you are striking with intent, or I assume intent. I mean, I know you can choose from either list, can't you? So I don't really matter.
I am actually like, yes, striking with. I mean, it's not really necessarily striking with intent. She's essentially, it's more of a, I want to take control of the situation. So instead of actually jamming her spear into it, she's just going to kind of like baseball swing up against the side of its head to try to daze it for a moment. So essentially assist with taking control of the situation to give Rissix more of an opening and just be like, look, this is your fight, but I don't mind helping.
All right. Yeah. So, you rolled an 8, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, obviously, I know you've got the job that the skill, move, that's it, that lets you choose from both lists. So really, you just need to know, do you want to cause harm or not? Because that's the difference between intent and subdue for you, really.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to actually, like, cause harm. It's more of a, I'm taking control of the situation by trying to daze it.
Okay.
So, doesn't necessarily deal harm, just like a daze.
Yeah, you're just trying to assist. So, you achieve that. How exactly is that occurring? Like just trying to lock it in place.
Oh, I don't know if you heard me.
I did, but also my brain is not good.
Oh, okay. Basically, instead of like jabbing with the spear, she's gonna kind of swing it like a baseball bat at the back of its head.
Okay, yeah. So it's like you're essentially trying to get a stun on it. Yeah, cool, got it. Now my brain has recognized it. Cool. Yeah, you absolutely do that. You just fuck it in the back of the head, and it kind of like staggers, and it's kind of like rocking a little bit. If you know what, this is a video game essentially. It's got stars circling around its head. And then with that, HP 47 misses. HP 47 can't hit for anything today. It is not a good day for HP. He just fires another shot, then just misses, and is going lamentation. Double.
I mean, Star Wars droid. I don't see this not being on brand.
Weirdly enough, it is on brand for Star Wars. All right. So with that, so with the control, with 2 people having taken control and essentially dazed. Yeah, this little guy. They're not actually gonna get an action this turn. They're very much, just trying to recuperate themselves essentially. So we can throw it straight on back to you lot. Obviously, Captain, they have just had to disappear for a moment. So, Rissix, looks like it's up to you.
Okay, I am going to roll with magic.
All right.
Do I get... Okay, so this has been confusing me for a while, and I keep forgetting to ask about it. Okay, the magical teacher ability. Establish a locked mastery link with another character. This character is considered your apprentice. If they're a player, you get +1 forward to help each other and use magic checks. So, does that mean like, they get +1 for magic, I get +1 for magic, or is that only when we're helping each other?
I believe if the magic being used is to help each other, So, for example, you're fighting the same enemy. You're going to choose magic to help them cheat on a test. You're going to use magic to give them a disguise. All of that would count. If you're just using magic for anything, and it is specifically not actively to help this other person, then you wouldn't get it. But right now in combat, you're helping each other, you're fighting the same enemy. That I believe is connected enough to count.
Okay. I'm going to cast magic.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Oh god. I'm going to spend a link for that. Because I got 5.
If you got a 5, you don't necessarily have to spend a link. I can use come on, you can do better than that to give you a +1 forward.
Okay. So
I think you need a 7, don't you?
Oh,
So that would only
wait,
take
yeah,
it +6.
dang it. I can't math. Okay, never mind.
okay, so to spend a link, I reroll one of the dice, right?
Essentially, yes. It's essentially advantage, so it's not like you re-roll and get a worse number. You just get a better number.
Okay, I'm gonna spend my Mabel link. Come on, don't be a 1. A 2. So that's a. But I'm rolling with mastery. I forgot that. So that's +2. So 6 + 2 is 8.
That'll do it. All right, yeah. You can choose 1.
And it just hit me that I wouldn't have had to do that with the +2 that I forgot about.
We can retcon and say you didn't.
Okay, so that would be 5 + 2. That's a 7. So just 1. I'm gonna do 1 harm.
Yeah. What is this spell? How does this go?
So looking at it, my first thought is of like, I don't know, like ink in water or something like that. So my first instinct, I'm gonna like gather cold colors to me and blast it out, and it'll be like a big shard of ice.
Okay. I like that. So shard of ice goes, it hits into this entity, and it works. It hits. Ice, go stab. Immediately, in response to that, this is kind of knocked it out of its daze, and immediately what it does is almost as soon as the ice hits it, its hand flicks out, and a small like black globule kind of flies through the air, and as it hits you, as it hits you, you feel a burning sensation, almost if like this dark fire has hit you. So you will take 1 harm from that.
So I'm taking what?
1 harm.
1 harm. Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to try and do?
No, I think that's it for now.
All right. Xylene.
I'm going to take another swing.
All right, go for it.
Because that is what I do. 13.
13?
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. All right, 1 second.
Again, that's what I do. I hit things.
Okay, yep, that happens.
All right, so I get 2. Okay, so I'm going to use the methodology that I tried, that I discovered kind of worked earlier, and essentially try to pin this Heartless. So she's just gonna kind of take the spear, run it through the shoulder, and try to drive it into the ground. So that's deal Oh, right. So I get deal harm, and I can do 2. So I'll deal great harm, which is a +1 harm, and take control of the situation by essentially trying to make it, like, pin it and make it an easier target for Rissix to just, like, wail on.
Yeah, 100%. Spear through the back of his shoulder. Boom. This small, spiky, angry-looking, evil Rissix, essentially, is just pinned on the ground now. Spear through its shoulder, and very unhappy with the series of events that are occurring. Yeah. No. Siri, you have returned. What would you like to attempt to do?
So, into the cannons, you will now see loaded 4 McGuckets.
Yes.
And let's see, what? I'm trying to figure out what role this is.
Okay. Well, if you let me know what you want to try and do, we can find the role that fits.
Limit break.
You know what? That sounds very correct to me. Let me find how that works. It's somewhere. I know it's somewhere.
It's the first one. Or wait, no, it's right after Make a Link. My bad.
There it is.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. What would you like to do?
So the McGucket, well, you know what? No, it's just one McGucket now. No, the Team McGucket served its purpose. So McGucket is loaded into the cannon and fired out. The goal will be, well, let's roll and see how it goes. Oh, this isn't great. I need to find a way to get some advantage here. Right, I can spend a link for that.
You most certainly can.
I'm gonna spend the Rissix Darkness link. How convenient. That is a much better. 9, 10. Perfect. So, fired out of the cannon and kind of goes flying over everyone. But as McGucket does so, Rissix catch! And tosses Rissix the Keyblade.
What? Okay.
So you have +1 forward now as well.
Yeah.
And a Keyblade.
And a Keyblade, which is pretty flippin' impressive. So, yeah, we'll take that into account. All right. Now, HK 47, because you're on attack again. Come on, HK. You can hit one thing, right? No, you cannot. Not today. HK is just taking all of our bad rolls. That's what's happening. HK is here to absorb the bad luck. Okay. Now, this evil, horrible, spiky, scary, darkness, heartless monster is currently... So, Xylene, out of curiosity, where are you stood, positioned on this? You like holding your weight in midair on the spear, or you like stood on this thing's back?
She's like leaning on it to keep weight.
Okay.
So holding spear and lean.
Okay, yeah. Cool. I like this. This is good. So, yeah. So this thing is not happy with that spear. It does not like the spear. The spear is not their friend. What they're going to do is, from their back, a series of very sharp-looking tendrils kind of forcibly wrap themselves around the spear And they're gonna take that from you. They're saying my spear now.
Uh-oh.
I don't suppose I could defend from harm there.
So you would have to interrupt. Xylene can defend from harm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah, please try.
What is it for defense?
That's it. Yeah,
harm?
interfere.
You roll with light.
Okay, except I don't have to because I have Walker in Twilight, so I can use my dark interchangeably with my light.
So you have I'm so edgy.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
So I'm gonna. Holy crap! I got another 13.
All right, you prevent or avoid the danger. So as these tendrils try and wrap around your spear, you just like go no, and pull it back. Yep, I'm very okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're making this thing waste actions. I'm very okay with that. All right, so in that case, Rustic, I don't believe you need to interrupt then, unless you really, really still want to try and interfere.
No, I think I have an idea for a thing.
All right. We are back to Team 6 through 9's turn, so who would like to do a thing?
Okay, so pushing through stress.
Mm-hmm.
When is that appropriate? It is okay. When you push through stress, roll with links. The GM chooses which links based on the situation.
Honestly, you can argue anything is pushing through stress if it is stressful. And honestly, if you found this unstressful, I'd be very concerned about risk 6.
Yeah. So, okay, remind me again what's going on around us.
So, around you, to try and do the whole painting a picture of stuff. Mystery Shack. Mystery Shack has taken a few hits. It's got some damage on it. The K has fallen off as well, so it now just says Hack, H-A-K, like H-A-C. I can't spell. Stan and Ford, they're unconscious on the ground. HK-47 is up on the roof, making terrible shots. This evil, dark, spiky U is pinned on the ground, right in front of a giant hole in the floor. Dipper and Mabel got thrown off to the side. Nothing's really happened with them. They're just kind of there. I think they're kind of scared, understandably. Yeah, I think that's everything. Obviously, you've got a giant mecha gnome who just threw a McGucket. Where did that McGucket land?
Clinging to a
Still
tree.
flying through the air.
There's a McGucket in a tree.
All Team Rocket.
So I think that's everything that's going on. Did I miss anything?
Goddamn squirrels! Kill the squirrels in the tree. Yeah.
So I believe that is everything that is going on right here.
Okay. I want to try pushing through stress to like bull rush dark me.
Okay, so you want to like just charge up and like shove this thing into the hole,
like,
I guess.
Yeah, like basically tackle it and.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very good with that. So essentially, to give the description of this, it was pinned on the floor. It then tried to grab the spear as Xylene went, no, my spear. It's like standing itself up. It's kind of like on a half crouch. So now would be the time for you to take your brand new Keyblade and like just charge at this dagger.
Yeah. I'm not used to having a weapon. Xylene seems to charge things a lot with the spear, so
I
I'm gonna try
it, right? Okay.
Have you ever had those moments where you're like 100% convinced you could do a thing? Like I once thought I could do a backflip, and I was wrong halfway through.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I slammed myself full force into a concrete floor head first anyway.
Wow.
But it's just, for that second, it's just like this clear certainty of, I can do this. So I'm gonna... So
All right.
what links do I roll with?
So, I'm gonna ask you here.
Yes.
What is Rissix's what is Rissix feeling right now? What is the overwhelming emotional drive pushing her towards this?
Protect.
Protect?
Yeah.
Must protect.
Yes.
So honestly, I would argue either light or heart, whichever you feel is more appropriate. Because light is like the generic, good, happy, fun stuff, and heart is introspective, learning about who I am as a person. So, which of those do you feel is more tied to?
I feel like heart is appropriate here.
All right, yeah. So, up to a maximum of 4.
So I would be rolling with 4. I have 6 heart links.
Yeah. So 2d6 plus 4. Let's go.
And that one's cocked. Okay, 8 plus 4.
Nice.
12. So you may pick 2. How would you like? How would you like this to go? What are you choosing?
Succeed at what I'm attempting,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess gain an advantageous position.
Okay. So the thing you are attempting to succeed at here is shoving this thing into the hole, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to succeed at that. What would an advantageous position be in your mind?
So how deep is this hole? I forget.
This hole appears bottomless.
Okay.
Looking into it, you see no light. You see no nothing coming from the other side. You can't see a bottom. It just seems to go on
So
infinitely.
I'm gonna say that when I was tackling, it was more of a shove,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes in the hole. It falls in. I'm assuming it's going to grab the side to keep from falling all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
But to quote a very wise person, I have the high ground.
Yeah. So you're just like standing, looking down at this. Strangely, even though it looks like it's falling into a very dark area, this creature, like this enemy, seems smaller. Like it's feeling defeated as it's like scrambling and desperately trying to hold itself alive. You just stand staring down at it, very Seymour pathetic. That's what I'm seeing in my brain. Do you have any words before I assume you stomp on its fingers and let it fall?
I'm going to scream, I have the high ground! And just, yeah.
All right. With that, you hear, it's not really a scream. As far as I'm aware, there's not really ever been a Heartless that spoke, aside from Ansem, who's actually not Ansem, that's Xehanort, who's not currently Xehanort. He's actually inside the body of it. No. So yes, so it's just this eerie chittering sound of panic as you see this shadow and all the eyes open. You just see these eyes fall and eventually disappear into darkness. How is everybody feeling?
I mean, not great.
I caught the pig when it flew over.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be staring down the hole where the thing fell.
Mm-hmm. Do Magakat or Xylene feel any desire to go over and comfort, console, do anything terrific right this moment.
So Xylene will walk over and just like hands in pocket. Are you okay? Do you need like a pat there or something?
I didn't mean what I said earlier. I needed to get you out of there. Things were looking rough.
No, it's fair. It's fair. I get it, and I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. So, yeah.
I'm going to owe you so much cake later. I'm gonna look over at McGuck Cat and go, both of you.
And coffee. But are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
So
fine.
Siri is floating out of McGuckat now to come and join the other two.
Okay. So,
Rissix looks a bit rough, but is like, oh yeah, no, totally fine. Yeah, great.
at the mention of cake, a small child in a brightly colored sweater comes and like tugs on your trousers and goes, "Did you say cake?"
Yeah, do you know where I could get some around here?
Oh, Waddles knows how to get cake. Wait, where? Did you say Waddles?
Oh wait, look, remember I said I grabbed the pig.
You did say that.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh no, did we?
Did we just kill Waddles?
Okay, well, you know, it doesn't matter. It's okay, because, So, you know why there's a sign that says don't put stuff in the hole? There's a big sign saying do not throw your trash in the hole.
I missed that.
Yeah. Mabel takes like one big step backwards, and then another, and then just starts running.
Towards the hole or away from
Oh,
it?
away from the hole.
I'm gonna back away slowly. So, do we want to pretend like we were never here? You know?
I don't think that's gonna work because remember we told the TVA to get in touch with the director, and then didn't we get in touch with the director? I don't think we can just pretend like we might be kind of screwed when we get back.
I would be in trouble when we get back.
You know, that is a problem for future us. Let's go get cake.
Mm-hmm.
As you say, let's go get cake. The inhuman chittering sound begins as is seemingly thrown from outside of a hole. The Six's darkness is just ejected up and thrown into the air.
Oh my god, it's not dead?
I see. You don't remember the bottomless hole episode.
Right.
It's like a Mobius spit. You put stuff in the hole and it gets thrown back out a few minutes later.
This is very much narratively appropriate.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at it and go, oh, damn it!
Manifest spear again.
Hold up little paws.
Okay.
Rissix, use the Keyblade!
So, as this thing is thrown out the hole, it's gonna go for a cheap shot, and essentially it's just gonna like explode out as many tendrils as it can. It's gonna try and hit everyone in one go. That works. Hit more than one target, deal 1 harm. So yeah, everyone's gonna take 1 harm as tendrils go as this thing.
Do you want to go for an interfere?
Yeah, please do.
Let's see, that's gonna be, yeah. 10.
Choose 2, please.
Oh no, they just don't do it.
Oh no, I'm reading PC. Yeah, 10. They just don't do it. So as they go, what do you do?
Siri just kind of turns, angry little cat eyes flashing, and goes.
Startles it.
You know what? Yeah. It starts readying the tendrils, and your cat's eyes go, and it kind of like pulls itself back because it's expecting an attack. So it kind of pushes itself back. Ristic, Eileen, how would you wish to respond to this thing?
Okay, so it was interfered, so it didn't actually get to attack us.
Nope.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to try to cast magic because it's still over the hole, right?
It is certainly still over the hole.
All right. That's a 9 plus. Oh yeah, one forward for the thingy. Okay, so 10.
Yeah, that hits. So that's pick 2, I think.
Yeah. So, or 3. So she's going to essentially just like spin her spear in her hand and jam, like knock it into the, like tap it on the ground a couple of times, and essentially like pieces of the ground will lead, like make a stairwell towards, so I guess semi-permanent condition for that. So
Yeah.
basically stairwell leading towards I guess this might be a bypass defenses, but Risix is Risix still has the armor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So could I say that some of the like vines and stuff grow like these sharp thorns to basically, like, if it attacks when she gets there, it could potentially like take harm by attacking her?
I like that. Yeah, that's cool. I like this.
And no unintended consequences will be the last one.
Wonderful. Risix, you have your stairway. It is in position. This creature has been interrupted. It is literally floating in midair. It is defenseless.
I am going to strike with intent. I think this is the first time I've ever rolled that.
Let's go.
So I'm going to be running up the stairs, and what I'm going to do is... Have any of y'all seen Rain of Fire? Although I think the same thing happens in the movie 300, where it's like the person jumps and their weapons like that, and it's like, like slow motion.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm going to try to do.
Yeah.
So roll with dark. My dark is a 0.
But you have a +1.
Okay, with that +1, that's an 8.
8. You may choose one.
Okay.
So defend from harm, deal great harm, take control of the situation.
So deal 1 harm.
Well, you always deal
Yeah.
1 harm.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
you can then...
And I want to try taking control of the situation.
Okay. So, Keyblade, above head. Big dramatic moment. Screaming. Filled with the fury and rage of a very, very tired mom. The Keyblade, which up until now was McGucket Keyblade, so all the McGucketiness. As you are swinging, this Keyblade shines a very, very bright light. Risset, this is now your Keyblade. How does it look?
So it's green and silver, and there's like vines with little flowers twining around it. And the little keychain type thing is a lily.
That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot. As you swing down, the Keyblade connects like straight in this thing's like face, and light begins to pour out of the Keyblade into this monstrosity as this being just begins to fall apart, just melts. And as it does so, a small heart, I say small, about yay big, probably about the size of your face, this bluish, purple, reddish heart forms and floats off. As you are doing this, essentially your entire life, your entire everything from before you were a nobody is immediately thrown into your mind with perfect clarity.
I'm sorry, I wanted to retcon a thing. Instead of a lily on the keychain, it's an iris.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So, Risix, in this moment, what are the prevalent memories that come to your mind? The feelings, the sensation, everything. And this, to emphasize, this is not Risix remembering how feelings work. This is, but the briefest moment as you are defeating this, Risix, you actually get to feel these things.
So it's mostly a lot of love for... Am I seeing the flashes of like these imagery, or is it just the feeling?
You would get the mental flashes, yes. You'd like vivid memories playing.
Okay.
This was a video game, it'd be a cutscene where we see bits of it. But obviously this is Risix's brain.
So Risix is going to remember for the briefest moments just a happy life, being a teacher, having a spouse, walking the place where she was from was just this beautiful green, like I'm picturing the aesthetics of like Fern Gully, but it's people and they're normal sized instead of the little fairies from Fern Gully. But it's that very like, oh, we're one with nature type of thing. Showing students how to make plants bloom, that sort of thing.
Okay. And feeling this wealth of emotion, does this have any physical manifestation on Risix, who I assume now has landed on the stairs that were made for you?
Yeah, if this is a magical girl transformation.
I mean, it can be. I was just meaning more like, are you crying? Crying
yeah,
for
just
me.
all of a sudden, just like tears, like not even aware of it, and just like that, the expression of just like, wait, what? And then I guess as it's gone, just for a second, like loss.
Xylene, Siri. how are you handling this?
So we're seeing it all too, or?
Well, you've just seen Risic defeat this thing, and then Risic is crying, which is unique because nobody's don't cry. Nobody's don't have emotions. They know how to remember emotions. So, but unless they learn, taught themselves to cry on cue, there'd be no reason for them to cry. It's kind of a big deal.
I think Siri would just kind of go over and flop onto Risic. Just do the cat flop.
This is the good flop.
It's gonna take a second for Xylene to kind of head over there. It's very strange to her that Rissix is suddenly showing these emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll just after taking a few moments pause and kind of seeing Siri kind of just flop, Xylene will head up the stairs and just kind of sit next to her. Just to, basically be like, I'm here.
This is so wholesome. You don't need words. You can just sit.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, Rissix is going to kind of shake herself out of it and be like, yeah, so I owe you both cake. We should go get cake.
And coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee cake, yes. Perfect.
So as you are readying yourselves, getting yourself together, a whole bunch of stuff occurs in relatively quick succession. So Skip and Mabel come and they see what's going on. Grunkle Stan runs over and he's exuberant about this because now he's looking at this going, I've got a staircase. A stairway to nowhere. I could put a diving board on here. I could charge people to dive into the hole.
So you don't want me to fix that?
No. So all of that, and to avoid any complications or ramp up at this moment, HK47 comes up with little Gideon just great. Consolation. I may have not been able to strike the main target, but I bagged a smaller trophy of my own, master. Little Gideon's just kicking his legs and
HK, drop it.
Into the pit, yes.
Yes, yeah.
HK just drops little Gideon into the pit. Just screaming, I'll get you, Grunkles. Not Grunkle, Stanford Pants! And just then gets thrown out and goes, ah! Ah! Just stuck there forever. Well, not forever, they'll let him out eventually, but
Yeah.
For now until we get bored. Okay. So, obviously you've got Mabel, you've got Differ, you've got Stan and Ford. Seuss shows back up, McGucket. We'll stop chasing the squirrel for a few minutes. Are there any scenes or interactions you would like to have in particular while still here in Gravity Falls, or is it very much, all right, you can just take a coffee cake and run. I'm sure they'll make some. You can just.
I'm not super anxious to go home just yet, so I'm going to be taking my time.
All right, yeah. So kind of like how we've done before in a few of these locations, we can do a few vignettes of various things that occur in Gravity Falls. Siri, what fun things do you get up to while still in Gravity Falls?
Siri is going to be spending a lot of time chasing gnomes.
I like that. Just...
Smaculock needs to whittled down to size. Bat, 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 bat.
Okay. Xylene, what are some things you would like to do in Gravity Falls about like your little vignette?
I actually want to spend most of my time helping fix up the mystery shack.
Yeah.
Replace the K.
In your mind, what shenanigans occur with that?
Oh God.
You and Mabel just start throwing paint at each other, and then Dipper gets a whole paint can.
Sorry, my brain
head.
like totally blanked on like. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, so it's like, you throw some paint on each other, but Dipper gets the whole can on his head, and Dipper falls into the hole. It's hilarious. Whatever other shenanigans. All right, yeah, cool. And Xylene, not Xylene, Rissit.
Now you're doing it.
I am doing it now. Rissit, are there any vignettes you personally would like whilst you're still here in Gravity Falls? As you're like wind down?
Mostly just sitting, watching the other two, kind of alternating between processing and just nope.
So, something that has now also occurred with Six is you now have total and perfect clarity and memory on everything. You still can't feel emotions, but you now have a super strong basis of memory. Like before, there might have been hazy moments, there might have been something there, but you now have perfect memory of everything. How does that bring anything to the surface? Does that cause you to contemplate or focus on anything in particular, or?
So I had a spouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember their face, and I have no idea if they're alive, if my world is still there. But yeah, it's a lot of like, I used to be very, very attached to this person. This feels, yeah.
That's something to figure out. Okay. After however long is needed for the various shenanigans and vignettes and all of that, and to consume copious amounts of cake and / or coffee, eventually someone will probably suggest, okay, probably time that we head on to our next mission. We've got the ship, and you know the location of one other of your targets. The other one has not shown up on the tracking device, so you need to figure out how that works. But
where was the other target at?
So one target is that Zalkriv, that she is at if you get to the world map, you can see like, okay, yeah, it's that planet over there. The Texlarp is the one who doesn't appear on any map currently. So you might need to do some shenanigans to find out what's occurred there.
I mean, do we want to go after Valkyries next? That's going to be a fight.
That's going to be a rough fight, too.
Yes.
Zalkriv has kicked my ass several times.
Valkyrie loves me, though. It'll be fine. And now,
except for
Keyblade.
I don't fully understand the tech stuff. I just uh, I'm wondering if we shouldn't try to collect information to at least get some kind of idea where Texlar would be. But if they don't want to be found, I don't know if that'll happen easily.
So are we suggesting better the one where we know where they are, or go hunting? Because this was the easy one.
It really was.
I don't know. Are we up for an ass kicking, or do we want to spend a little time investigating? I don't know if Zalcriv would even know where Texlar is. It's a shot. But...
I feel like maybe we should do some investigating.
Yeah.
Oh. I know how we can find exactly where Texlarb is.
Oh?
Someone owes us a favor.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, that person with the thing and the whole yeah, that one.
Oh my goodness.
What was their name again?
Thank you, Other Doc, for the raid.
What?
Oh yay! Raid!
Hey.
I should pay attention to that. Thank you very much. So just to explain what we are doing here, we are playing the interstitial, our Hearts and Spine system. We are a group of nobodies. Our tired wine mom, Rissix, just confronted her innermost evil and is now contemplating what it means to know that somewhere she had a spouse and now has to live with them. I need to figure out how that works. So that's what we're doing now.
And we're in Gravity Falls.
We
And
are
there
about to
was
leave Gravity Falls, I believe.
And there was a mecha gnome.
We did. McGucket had a Keyblade. Now Rissix has a Keyblade. It's a wild ride.
Yeah.
So, obviously you're having this discussion. You know that the I keep wanting to think TSA, but that's so not the right thing. That's a different agency.
Slightly more evil than the TVA.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, TVA. Yeah,
TVA.
that's the one. So you know that the TVA agent owes you a favor, so that is one source of information you have to hit up.
Did we catch their name? Or do we even care? I don't...
As far as we're concerned,
that one guy, that other guy.
They were Agent Face.
Okay.
Now, Siri was kind of an asshole about it. With no, we will call someone, competent for our favor.
AKA, I wish to speak to the manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cat with Karen hair.
Well, you can't shapeshift, basically, right?
Yep.
Please tell me that is exactly what Siri does.
That is totally what Siri did in the little suit. Instead of a judge wig, it was a Karen wig.
That's wonderful. All right. So
a barrister, I suppose it would be.
Think.
Oh fuck. Oh.
I don't want to think about it too much. Well, I had thoughts, and now they're all gone. Yes. So your vague plan of action. You've got your ship. Go hop on it. Either you can head straight to the location of Zalcriv and eliminate the other men. You know where she is. That's your job. Eliminate traitors to the Union. Or you can use your resources and try and find where Texlar is, the other traitor.
I mean, if we at least can get a location that would help
All right. So with that, are there any scenes or anyone you would like to say goodbye to as you prepare to leave Gravity Falls? Then.
I'm just gonna do a general wave and be like, it's been weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, very weird. But keep it up. It looks like you're having fun. Awkward finger guns gets on the ship.
Siri, do you have...
Siri just looks at McGucket. You know what to do, and walks away.
The final scene before the ship takes off from Gravity Falls, McGucket lifts up a hat. Or does McGucket? Yeah, McGucket wears a hat.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. McGucket lifts up his hat to reveal a small toad that just sits there and goes, "Ribbit."
Return of the Baratoad.
It is a comforting ribbit, a ribbit that says, "Good luck and farewell, brave adventurers."
So much conveyed in that one little ribbit.
It gets just right in here.
Yeah, just ribbit.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
As the spaceship that you are in just takes up, just as up Gravity Falls sits and just kind of go, "Yep, that seems about right." And you are off. You're back into the space between worlds. I think now would be a really good time to take a quick, 5-minute break or so. Grab a drink, do bathroom, bio break, all that junk if we all need it.
Yeah.
So if we can hop onto a break screen for a few minutes, we'll be back real soon. Everybody, thank you for sticking around.
Back in a few minutes. And we are.
All right. Hello and welcome back, everybody. We are back with more of our Kingdom Hearts tabletop role-playing game using the interstitial Hearts Intertwined system. Where we left off is we have just left Gravity Falls, and we are now in our gummy ship and trying to figure out where to head to next. We know that our team 6 through 9, they have the mission to eliminate some traitors who are not traitors. This is a ploy, a plan to see if a theory on how to become whole again from the state of being nobody. Yes, Bruce, I know. Kingdom Hearts lore is crunchy. I know, it's a lot. It's okay.
I too begin to scream Bruce when the crunchy lore comes out. I get it. I hear you.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay. So, so yes, you're on your ship. You know the location of one of your targets, being Zalkriv, the big, tall, strong girl, and you do not know the location of Texlov, the small, eccentric science man. So. You're on your ship. You're flying through space. You have a map. The map is pinging up on one place, going, "Yep, that is where one person is." What would you like to do? Well, I try and help the dog calm down.
So, we can summon the TVA, find the location of Texlarb.
Yeah. Did they give us like a business card or anything?
I have a little pad thingy.
Oh, yeah, right, that thing. Did they show you how it works? Or should we just like push buttons and see what happens?
So yeah, just Siri paw boops the gummy temp pad.
That timing when Puppers just made a noise and right after you went boop, I was like, oh my god, that's perfect.
So you are straight away just hitting that button.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it. So, doorway to, like portal of time spacey stuff opens up, and Agent Face kind of like steps out and goes like, "Yep, what? Oh, that was quick."
No. We need the competent one. Go get the competent one.
Takes a deep breath and steps back in. A different person, someone who is almost entirely just as bland and nondescript as the previous one.
So have you seen Loki yet?
Not entirely, no.
So
no, I haven't watched it.
Could I summon forward one of the agents?
Yes. Who are they?
How much do you know about Owen Wilson?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I think. Like, wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So,
He is Agent Mobius.
Alright, cool. Nice.
Mobius and Mobius, which is interesting, actually.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, wow.
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 He's like the best agent of the TVA, so.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Okay,
We like him.
So we get Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson, he doesn't have the long blonde hair anymore, does he? He's like more of a
No.
norm. No.
Nope, it's the clean cut.
Like tan business suit, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I assume
Hold
still
on,
has
I
a
can
very
get the shirt.
defined Owen Wilson nose.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Good. And he's gonna walk out and just look around and go, wow, pretty cool picture out here. Nice. Hi, nice to
Oh,
meet you.
Cool.
I'm a Agent Mobius. Cool. Nice. Apparently, my subordinate owed you a favor. So, what can I do about that?
We need to locate someone.
All right. Yeah. Do you know like anything?
Yeah, we know stuff, like,
Cool.
in general.
Nice, very nice.
If you mean specifically about this person, though,
Yeah,
their
that...
name is Texlar, but they built this vehicle right here.
Oh, wow.
Very, very tech-heavy. In fact, HK, if you could give a representation, please.
HK will give a holographic scan, like showing them, and Agent Owen Wilson. I know he has a real name, but he's just Owen Wilson. He's gonna look and like nod and go, Wow. Okay. Let me just do some stuff. And we'll just turn around and isn't showing you anything what he's doing, but it's just very quietly making sounds to himself, because I just associate Owen Wilson with making sounds. They just go, yeah. Ooh. Shush.
Owen Wilson is making some strange sounds today, but you know what? It's in character.
Yeah, it's fine.
As he's looking, going, wow, that reminds me of one time I was a gay cowboy with a Roman soldier boyfriend. Nice.
Huh.
I haven't watched that one in those movies in so long.
Good deep cut on the Roman soldier.
Yeah.
So, eventually, Agent Owen Wilson will turn around and bring up we'll walk over to your map of the known world and kind of start fiddling and zooming in, and we'll zoom in on what appears to look like a swirling mass of something. He goes, all right, so having looked through the entirety of everything, I think your guy, I think he's right there. So yes, Agent Owen Wilson is going to point to what essentially looks like a space anomaly, or a black hole of sorts. Where's that baby? So yeah. You're essentially being told if you want to find Texlab, you gotta fly into a black hole and hope it works.
So that's great.
That explains why I wasn't showing up at least.
Yeah, it does.
So the really interesting, it's pretty cool, actually. You know how there's different versions of everything. This is a way to get to a different version of everything. So, he does a little hand gesture, not explaining what he's doing, but just does that, and he goes, you know.
Yeah, totally, no.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yes, of course.
All right, so
Totally understand. Makes perfect sense.
Basically, things will be very different there. Almost. There's every things could be almost entirely the same, except everyone's got a cute little cowboy hat on, or everything is gone. I don't know. It could be anything.
What exactly do we know about where Valkyrie is again?
Do you want to go look on your map and see if you can?
Yeah.
So looking at the map for Zalkrib is you zoom in, you find it. What you can see is there appears to be a rather large pumpkin with a collection of jagged teeth.
Right.
Okay.
And then coming off of the pumpkin, you see six other areas. So one looks very Christmassy. It's got a candy cane. One looks like a four-leaf clover. One just looks like a giant rabbit head sticking out. So it's that.
So, pumpkin or black hole?
I mean, if it's any consolation, your guy is definitely on the other side of that. So,
do you happen to know if we go there, can we get back?
oh yeah. If there's something like that, if it's that big, we can't do anything about it. We can't close that. That's just there. So
it's not like we get stuck.
No, you can just turn right around. Probably.
That's comforting.
Do we flip a coin?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Coin.
Hold on,
Who
I
has a
got
coin?
this.
I don't, but we can do odds and evens on D6.
I have a coin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was asking in character.
Oh, okay.
Like, do we even have a coin?
Very much do like the idea that Siri is the only one with a coin. Hey.
Was it heads, Valkyrie, tails, Texlarb?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
All right.
At tails?
That's tails, because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
heads. Alright.
Alright.
Good.
Chaos
time.
wins again.
Chaos reigns.
Okay.
I thought it was Roman. I don't know.
So with
That was a wrestling joke, so. Roman Reigns? Okay.
Lauren is just looking up. All right. So, with that, do you have any final words for Agent Owen Wilson before he excuses himself from this?
You should teach some of the other agents to be a bit friendlier. You were helpful. That other one?
Excellent.
Yeah, you were great, but the other one, no.
In fact, is there anything we can get for you?
Honest? No, I think I'm good.
We stole this jet ski. He is obsessed with jet skis, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna go. Well, the voice in my head doesn't quite get the reference. But I appreciate this. So, with that, he's gonna just sit on the jet ski, rev it, and drive into the hole he teleported out of.
Nice.
Give him a slow thumbs up as he disappears away. Wow.
Give a thumbs up back.
All right. So
All right. So that happened.
you know, wait, that's McConaughey.
I know.
Kind of, hey.
I know it is. But yeah.
But just before Agent Owen Wilson disappears into the hole, goes, "Hey, do you know it was my brother who was in the Legally Blonde movies?" Nice.
Never seen Legally Blonde, so.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
They are terrible movies, but a lot of fun.
They
Yes.
made a Broadway musical.
They did.
That musical is actually low-key really good.
I know. It is. It is. It really is.
Yeah. The movies that have been made into musicals are astounding because they're both. Some of them are either really good or really terrible. That's the long and the short of it. You know, for every Legally Blonde or Heathers, you get, what's a bad one?
Starlight Express?
Well, that wasn't based on a movie, was it? No.
No, it's based on a goddamn fever dream.
The Beetlejuice one is kind of weird.
There's a Beetlejuice Broadway?
Yes.
No.
There is.
Yeah, I think
It's
it like
newer,
had
but
just
yeah.
opened before the pandemic.
It's got some good songs and stuff.
Okay, we can't let ourselves.
It changes a lot, but yeah. Yeah, we'll go down a rabbit hole.
Before we know it, we're talking about Spider-Man and. Yeah.
Well, you know what this episode needs?
What?
More pictures of Spider-Man!
You know what? Yes. All right. So you have your location. You've decided as a group we want to fly into the black hole and see what's what. All right. Are there any scenes and interactions you would like to do before you just zoom?
I say rip it off like a band-aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get towards the anomaly. One thing you notice is as you approach this, is it very much looks in the very stereotypical sci-fi depiction of a black hole. So you see like bits of debris that are like being pulled towards it. There's like all kinds of stuff that's there, all kinds of weird bits and bobs, and as you begin to approach, you can, like, the ship itself, you can feel the ship being pulled in. So if you want to change your mind, you probably have an opportunity to do so, or you're gonna put the pedal to the. Well, it's a ship, so it doesn't work like that. But
we flipped a coin. The coin decided.
Step on the gas.
So
step on the gas.
So, as that happens, once again, very stereotypical sci-fi. The ship gets like stretched out as it zooms in. From the inside of the cockpit, from what you just see like thin beams of light just fly all over you, that fly all around you, and you're fairly certain somewhere in the middling distance, although it might just be a side effect of like flying through dimensional space, but you're fairly certain you can hear an orchestral score. And there's a brief moment where you swear down, you just see like a wall of yellow text just scrolling.
What?
So,
are we back with the Muppets?
So, Capjack.
Yes.
What scene is currently ongoing when all the zooming stops? Where are you?
One second. There is a very specific part.
That dog is
there.
just.
Ah, yes. We are over a planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it is clear that a battle is happening.
Oh no.
And just over the speakers, there comes this broadcast as a little orange Muppet, or green Muppet, in like this tan robe appears.
Yes.
Yes.
And says, begun the Clone Wars have.
Mm-hmm.
We're over Geonosis right at the kickoff of the Clone Wars.
I'm so happy.
Yep. So, big orange planet. there's a whole bunch of like heavy duty looking ships which are painted white with red on them, and they are like heading down onto the planet. They seem to be like filled with like armored soldiers going in, and you immediately get like called, you get buzzed, and some like you're being asked to communicate because you're just floating in space. Do you accept the call?
Sure. Unless y'all wanted to hang up. I don't
who's this?
So at this moment, a person in like full trooper, like full stereotypical clone trooper gear, takes off the helmet. It doesn't matter to you; they all look exactly the same as far as you're concerned. He goes, they're literally clones.
I mean, I know. Would it have been
I just
Cody?
love all the clones so much.
So, this is
Gen
the
1.
well. This is what I was going to ask. Is Rex a Gen 1 as well, or is it? Because I was debating between Cody and Rex here, but I don't remember if Rex is Gen 1.
Let's see. I believe he is. Looking at Wikipedia. Yeah, he participated in the
Rex.
first battle of Geonosis.
Yep.
Oh, all right, wonderful. So, you know what? We'll go with Rex because Cody will make us all sad. I can't remember Rex's identifying number, so we're just gonna say Rex already identifies as Rex.
CT7567.
Yeah, I already forgot those numbers. So we'll say those numbers. Like, so troopers, blah 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 blah. Please identify yourselves. We are in the middle of a war zone here. Civilians are not advised, commanded to leave the area.
Are we
Ooh.
gonna get out of here?
do we count as civilians? We do work for a, organization. Could just,
I'd like
play
to
off that.
imagine that the channel's still open at this
Yeah.
point. So
I mean, we're not
so
super
HK
like.
does these...
So when you say you work for an organization, Rex will be like, the Republic.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you realize you're out of formation. Get in line. We're heading down to the surface right now. Steam said Master Kenobi's got himself into a lot of trouble, and we need to help him.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Formation, right?
Which is what exactly?
HK,
Rex.
little help here, maybe?
Rex just like shakes his head and goes, "Just follow."
We can do that.
Hangs up and starts heading down onto the planet.
We just showed up at the water.
Yeah. Okay. We could. I mean, we could turn around if that's what y'all want. I just. What? I don't.
Now wait a minute. We all use magic.
Mm-hmm.
Do we all now have the Force?
As far as like, if anybody saw you use magic, it would probably be perceived as the Force.
Oh boy.
I mean,
Right,
not to mention that you're dressed different. Like you're not soldiers, so
Nope.
you must be Jedi. So you follow down. You join. You land on Geonosis. It's this horrible, dusty planet. There's a thick layer of like cloud and smoke as you come through, and as you land down, like you can tell there's like a big factory nearby, but the majority of the troops, they're either marching, being flown, or getting on like land vehicles. So you see like these tanks being dropped down and all sorts. And he's gonna fly. Your ship is not as big as these big drop ships. You can fly yourself there, and they seem to be moving towards what appears to be a very large-looking coliseum. How are you all feeling about everything?
Excited.
I guess we just keep...
Player, hype as fuck. Character, confused as hell.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like we're getting used to the confusion, though.
Yeah.
Who needs to think? So with that, you just keep flying, and you will soon find yourselves at this large coliseum-looking thing. Battle already going on. Like, you just see countless soldiers running in, fully armored up. Interspersed between them, you see just all kinds of strange alien-looking people wearing robes and dresses, and all, and they just pull out a laser sword, and they appear to be fighting a series of robots and then weird flying bug alien-looking things. It is a hot mess of action going on.
And they're all fighting against robots.
Yes.
Just look at HK. What is happening?
HK47 looks and goes, observing. According to my internal circuits, what is the year that this takes place?
The Battle of Geonosis is 23 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Well, they wouldn't address it as the Battle of Yavin because they couldn't say BBY because Yavin hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Although technically at this point we can BS and say HK47 is out of time and therefore measures things as someone not in the timeline.
Yeah.
Bruce, come on, Bruiser. You need to shush. You're getting stressed. I know. Good boy. So, yeah, HK47 will say that out loud and go, here, as we are at the Battle of Geonosis, approximately 28 years before the universe, galaxy. This is a galaxy. We must stress galaxy. Before the galaxy warping event, the Battle of Yavin. I believe it was here that the Trade Federation revealed themselves fully to be aligned with the Sith Empire. And you're all there going, them's a whole bunch of words.
Slowly blinking, like what?
Yeah, I imagine it's like that, connecting, as we're trying to, absorb that.
Yeah.
Okay, so which side wins?
The HK pauses for a sec and goes, stipulation. This battle or the war?
War.
The Trade Federation and the Sith Empire win the war. It occurred when Chancellor Palpatine started a coup, pinning all of the faults of the Clone Wars on the Jedi Knights, and the Jedi Council were immediately slaughtered by the clone troopers, operating under Order 66.
What's a Jedi?
Explanation. Jedi are like space wizards.
Yeah, that
right.
fucking tracks, doesn't it?
Right.
Just as an aside, do you Did any of y'all play Star Wars: The Old Republic, the
Oh,
MMO?
yeah.
Okay.
Still do.
Do you
Way too
remember
much.
all of
Me
the
and Bardic.
outcry of Wizard being one of the like subclasses? Or I think it was Jedi Sentinel? Consular? It was Consular.
okay.
No,
so-
I only played Sith.
So on the Jedi side, there are the two starter classes, which are Knight and Consular.
Yeah.
Knight is lightsabers, Consular is forcey stuff, and the Consular can become a sage.
Yeah,
And
it used to be Wizard, I think.
Well, over on the Sith side, you can be a Sith sorcerer.
Yeah, and it was the Wizard was supposed to be like the counterpart to the Sorcerer. People freaked out over
Oh,
Wizard,
Yeah.
and so they changed it to Sage. It was, I think,
Oh, that's right.
either right after or right before the launch of the game.
That sounds about right. I mean, the
OG Inquisitor, so.
I can't. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but essentially, they're basically getting rid of classes in the next expansion. So you will play a story, but depending on if you're Force or Tech, you can switch between any of them. So you can play like a Jedi Knight who has all the abilities of a Sith sorcerer.
Huh.
Kind of neat.
Yo, that's badass.
So it's essentially like stealing the job system from Final Fantasy XIV, so you can just change on the go and be like, yeah,
Oh,
I'll do
I
this
love
one
it.
now.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, so that'll be like in December. So if you want to get back into the Old Republic, that's probably a good time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's me telling my friends to play video games. So yes, HK47 is telling you they're the Space Wizards, and they're like they're not meant to be a military, but they are a military for the Republic, which is kind of shady because they do a whole bunch of preaching, but then still act the military force for a government. There's a lot of hypocrisies and
Yeah, I have
inconsistencies.
I have so many thoughts about the Fall of the Republic era Jedi. Just so many thoughts.
Is okay. He is very unhappy. He will
Aw.
Yeah. So hey.
Do we need to take a break so he can get like a little walk or something?
Well, it's almost 3.
I
Like,
mean,
by which I mean
there's
it's
like
2:30.
there's like half an hour left.
All
I mean, are we cool wrapping up like a half hour early?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm totally fine
because-
with that.
Someone.
Oh,
Does-
baby.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
See, he was okay when he was sleeping, but now he's awake, and it's everyone's problem.
Oh.
We'll take
Well,
him
it
down.
looks like he's fine when he's being held, though.
He's gearing up to start owling.
Aw.
I
Ah.
see.
I don't
Poor
know
little
if
guy.
I don't know if it's because he's hot or because he is alert and now aware that a member of the pack, i.e. my partner, is not in the house and he
Oh,
doesn't
no.
like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
He is also like 20 years old, so I
Oh,
don't
that
think he really
dang
knows what's going on.
baby.
Oh.
All right, so thank you. You all right? Yeah. So if everyone's all right, we'll wrap
Totally.
up just a little bit early. So I want to give a huge thank you to wonderful players, to Nerds with Dice, to wonderful viewers. Thank you to the raid. I've forgotten who it was. It was
Other doc?
Other doc.
I knew it was Doc something. So Other Doc, thank you for the raid. Nerds with Dice you can find on Twitter at NerdsWDice. You can also join the Discord, Discord to get access to that. And yeah, hi. I'm the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. I do stuff. That is the long and the short of it. So with that, Capjack, could you say words, please?
Hey everybody, I am Capjack, your Demon Captain of the Seven Hells. And we're in Star Wars, y'all. And I am super hyped for that. And I guess it'll be interesting to see what we decide to do, since now we know how it ends. What are we gonna do?
Good question. Good question. And now there's a decision of, do you play into the story? So, for example, do you go and cast magic on Jango Fett's jetpack so Mace Windu can do a kill? Or do you go, no, let Jango Fett get away. He was kind of cool and they killed him. So, decisions can be made. Kay, who are you?
Hey, I'm Kay, aka AKA. To clarify, because this thing is evil.
It tried. Oh, it tried.
It did try. Got my eye on you, captions. Anyway, yeah. Undead K. That's who I am. You can find me over on my own Twitch channel from time to time. You can also find me on my Twitter, which is at K_undead. And you can find me here on Wednesdays playing Xylene, who uses who's good times.
The magic of spear.
The magic of stab. So yeah, it's good stuff. Hmm?
Oh, I've got ideas.
Oh.
There's a lot to talk about before next week. It's gonna be good.
Oh
right.
boy.
And then finally, Lauren, who are you?
Hello, I am Lauren, and I've messed up my screen. I played Rissix. Ha, I got the name right now. And you can find me at my website, lwsalinas.com. It has all my professional links to all my professional stuff, audiobooks, audio dramas, podcasts, etc. I am also here on Nerds with Dice on Mondays, running a Wander Home game at 1 p.m. Central Time. And you can catch me talking about various Marvel stuff on my podcast, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. So that's Thursday at 6 p.m. Central on geeks.live. This week we are talking all of the Marvel series MODOK that's on Hulu right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically Robot Chicken meets Star Wars with like all the good and bad that both entails. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm having fun. It's yes.
That's kind of cool.
And and I'm on Twitter at Sithwitch, SITHWITCH. So you know I'm going to enjoy the Star Wars.
This is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Oh yes.
And,
Yeah.
Oh gosh, guess what I wasn't doing during all of this? I was not looking for a person to raid because I got distracted talking about Star Wars and stuff. So I'm gonna vamp while I try and find a person to raid, and my vamping is unique in the fact that it is literally just me saying what I am currently doing.
It's effective, though.
Okay. I find it works.
Yeah.
So
And I'm pretty sure like all of us are just mega fucking Star Wars nerds.
Yeah.
And so this is a slight bit of dream come true. So yeah.
Oh yes.
See, we get the benefit of getting to play a Star Wars tabletop role-playing game without having to use any Star Wars tabletop role-playing game mechanics.
Oh, yes.
So my home game right now is actually a Star Wars game. It's an AU of what would happen if Luke didn't blow up the Death Star.
Mhm.
Oh.
It's
no.
Oh yes, it's a thing. It's fun.
I will confess I am a Star Wars fan, but I have not actually seen the newish trilogy. I've tried a couple of times. Oh, I love the tattoo.
I also have a really detailed Darth Maul on my back. Like the guy who did it was on Ink Master.
Oh, nice.
Like after he did mine, which thankfully because now it's like impossible to book him.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I still haven't watched I don't even know what you call the trilogy. The sequel trilogy?
The sequel trilogy. I have thoughts on the sequel trilogy.
It's
I've
not that I think
tried-
it's an inherently bad thing. I just tried to watch the first one and was I just
I
was
love
not
the
in the
characters
mindset.
and I hated Rise of Skywalker. I have loved every other Star Wars movie. I own every other Star Wars movie. I own the Ewok movies.
Oh wow!
And I don't own Rise of Skywalker. I've seen the holiday special 10 times.
Oh god!
And I haven't.
That's dedication.
I haven't rewatched Rise of Skywalker.
So
that
all
is
the original
dedication.
expanded universe books.
Oh yes.
Are in the other room.
Same.
Before they did the
we have
everything pre-Young Jedi. Is in there.
Yeah, we have all of my old expanded universe books in there. It's like, oh, we need another bookshelf for all of these.
I mean, last time I checked, which was like a day or two ago, I think I've clocked over 3,000 hours on the Old Republic currently.
Damn.
Maybe more, which is is bad.
Yeah,
I keep trying to play that one. It just does not want to send me the password reset.
Oof.
It's just like, no, you don't need the reset email. I'm like, I can't play unless I
keep bouncing off MMOs in the past few years. I was addicted to World of Warcraft back in like college and right after. And then it's like every time I try to play an MMO since I quit WoW and like went cold turkey on it, it's like it's just it doesn't grab me.
I mean, I would argue Star Wars probably has one of the best ways to grab you because it is essentially just playing a BioWare game.
Yeah.
It's essentially just playing what's it called? Knights of the Old Republic. Or,
but then there's like the fetch quests.
The thing is, they've now taken out almost every single fetch quest.
Oh,
really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you're killing
essentially, essentially now they have trimmed all the fat. So on every planet for Old Republic, there's your class missions. So that's your personal storyline, and then there's the planet missions, and they're marked with a purple one. And if you just do them, you'll hit the level you need to hit and get all the gear you need. You can actually do it.
I guess I know what I'm updating.
You can actually do it. You get a little underleveled towards the end, but you can do most of the game only doing your class missions. So you literally just have to follow your class storyline. Doing just that, you can get most of the way through the game being on par with the level you're supposed to be. Very easily.
Huh.
They got rid of. They did get rid of like every bit of silly nonsense in the way to make it a slower. Like, I mean, as well. I think, although the double XP might have just run out, I can't remember. They had like a little 2-week window. It might still be up because I know there's an event going on until like the 8th of August. So I need to stop selling my friends on this game. And
I totally forgot that we were still live.
I did as well.
No,
so I'm going to do that. So I'm clicking raid. We're sending a raid over to Cobalt Press. Also, if anyone does want to play Old Republic, I have a bunch of characters, a bunch of time, and a guild on there that is mostly just me and my partner. But hey, it's a place to get stuff.
All right, we'll talk.
Yeah.
You've seen all my stuff from there, so yeah.
So we'll slap the raid, and until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye-bye.
Bye.